Alright, so Black Adam's been out for a week now, so it's time to finally talk some spoilers about this movie. So that is a spoiler warning. If you have not seen Black Adam yet, you shouldn't watch this video, because I will be talking about the events that happen in the movie. If you have seen it or you don't care, then by all means, keep watching. You are very welcome here. Alright, so let's just dive into the movie. Because in the opening prologue, we learn that the city of Kahndaq's been around for a very long time, and it's a really poor city. It's always being occupied by invaders. So back in the day, it was invaded by King Octan, who wanted to forge the crown of Sabbac to release this demon god thing. So yeah, the demon that they want to release is not Trigon. Bummer. Instead, it's Sabbac, who is a Shazam villain from the comics. And so in order to forge this crown, they needed this material called Eternium, which, of course, I'm pretty sure we all thought this is DC's Vibranium. It's a special material that can do special things that is only found in this one location on Earth. That's similar enough to Vibranium. But that being said, Kahndaq is not nearly as prosperous as Wakanda. So there is that. But anyway, then that one kid rebelled against the tyranny, and he's the kid who we are led to believe was Teth-Adam back in the day. And so the Council of Wizards, Jaimin Hunsu, who we saw in Shazam, and his fellow wizards who were still around at the time, they select this kid to become their new champion. And so the story goes that after defeating this king, this champion was sealed away for some reason. More on that later. So now in present day, Kahndaq is being occupied by Intergang, which after doing some research I learned is from DC Comics, but it's very different in DC lore. Apparently in DC Comics, Intergang is led by Darkseid, like they're a cosmic gang. Obviously in this movie they decided to take that in a different direction. But they are pretty much the main opposition in this movie. They're like the real villains here. While Teth-Adam and the Justice Society are fighting, Intergang's plan is coming to fruition. I'm gonna fast forward to the part after Teth-Adam is woken up, and he's talking with the kid, Amon. First of all, I like seeing all the superhero stuff he has in his room, so he's a fan. But actually, this is where the social commentary comes in that I was talking about. Because he mentions Superman, Batman, Aquaman, you're more stacked than all of them. You, Teth-Adam, you can protect Kahndaq because the Justice League, they're not coming. I was like, whoa, alright. That's a good point. Yeah, this city is being occupied by invaders. Where are the superheroes? Where is Iron Man to come down and liberate everybody? That's just not happening, so yeah, Black Adam can protect this place. That was really cool, I thought. So after Black Adam takes out all these dudes in the tomb, the Justice Society gets wind of that and they are sent over to take care of it. And it's funny, during the whole setup scene where we're introduced to these characters, with Atom Smasher's introduction, we notice the cameo. He's talking on his phone with his uncle, Al Pratt, who in the comics is one of the original Atoms, and he's played in this movie by Henry Winkler, the Fonz! That was pretty funny to see. And there are a couple more cameos like that throughout the movie that I will touch on when I get to them. And also Dr. Fate, he gets visions of the future, and actually I like how it's revealed that he's been alive for a long time. He mentioned that his powers have kept him alive for longer than he could have hoped for. That's really cool. So where was he during the events of Man of Steel? But anyway, he gets a premonition of Hawkman's death, or at least him screaming in anguish while getting impaled, which will be relevant later on. And man, when these fights go down between the Justice Society and Black Adam, it really is awesome. Cause like I said, it really is a fight about morality. Teth-Adam has these two Intergang dudes, he's like, one question, can you fly? And he takes them and zooms them up way into the sky, and he's like, whoever tells me where the kid is first gets to live. And Hawkman's going up there after him. He ends up having to rescue the goons from falling to their deaths. Thanks, Teth-Adam. And he comes back down, Dr. Fate's like, I thought you said you weren't gonna hurt the prisoners. And Black Adam's like, that was sarcasm. See, that was a funny moment delivered by Dwayne Johnson in this movie, in which he still maintains his seriousness because he doesn't really understand what sarcasm is. So he's trying to get a grasp on it, and it made for a funny moment. And there's a lot of humor like that throughout this movie, and it really worked for me. Like when he's talking to the kid, and the kid's like, you need a superhero name. And he's like, Teth-Adam is a strong name. I even laughed at that, I thought it was funny. But yeah, fast forwarding even more, the kid is kidnapped by some Intergang guys, led by that Ishmael dude, who is revealed he is the descendant of King Octan from the prologue of this movie. So he wants to finish the work that his ancestors started. He now wants the crown of Sabbac to unleash the demon. So now we know who the real enemy is here. Which, yes, means now that Teth-Adam has to team up with the Justice Society, if only temporarily, to go take them out. Which, yeah, I know I said I didn't want that to happen in my video about the second trailer. I said I would have rather preferred that Black Adam be the villain of the movie. But I get why they decided to make him an anti-hero instead, because you gotta root for him. He is the main character after all. So alright, I get it. And it's funny, when Teth-Adam goes in to rescue the kid, I heard that song come on. Hey, I was like, I know that song. It took me a second, but I was like, that's Kanye West. I actually really like that song. I mean, the artist himself, he's out of his mind, but I like the song. So that was cool. But Ishmael ends up getting the crown anyway. It's the whole ransom thing, you know, it's classic cliche. Give me the crown and I'll let your son go. Yeah, they do that. It worked though. And so after that, this is actually pretty neat. Teth-Adam's talking to Hawkman, and he reveals that he actually was not the champion that was chosen by the wizards way back in the day. That was his son, Hurut. He's the one who that statue is actually modeled after. He's the kid who rebelled against the tyranny. So as the wizard's champion, he fought against King Akhton and his armies, and when they went after his family, he transferred his powers to his father, who was Teth-Adam, and then he got shot with an arrow and died. So now Teth-Adam has superpowers born out of rage. He's no saint, he's gonna kill everybody. I think that's awesome. And so the Council of Wizards decided to imprison him. Yeah, that cavern, that wasn't his tomb, that was his prison. Because Teth-Adam was just a big asshole. That was great, that was a great explanation for him. But then he's like, alright, I admit it, I'm not a hero, the world doesn't need me. So he gives up his powers and he allows the Justice Society to take him in. And they take him to this Task Force X black site, which if we remember from Peacemaker Season 1, I thought Task Force X was shut down. Task Force X, otherwise known as the Suicide Squad. But man, I guess Amanda Waller really had a tough time letting that go. They have a black site in a secret location, no one knows where it is. But Teth-Adam is taken there where we are greeted by Emilia Harcourt, Jennifer Holland reprising her role from the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. That was a nice surprise, nice cameo. And I'll get to the news about her husband in a bit. So while Teth-Adam is put away, now the demon Sabbac rises up and now he just wants to kill everything. Stock villain, yeah. Just like in the first Shazam movie, really. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention that in this black site, we actually see that there are a bunch of metahumans that they are keeping in cryostasis. Which, yeah, that does open some doors. Who do they have? I want to know. But yeah, now Sabbac is running around Kahndaq, destroying shit, and so the Justice Society has to fight him. And this is where Dr. Fate makes a sacrifice. Yeah, I felt this. He goes in there, he's like, I'm giving us a third option. Cause his premonition that I mentioned earlier where he saw Hawkman getting impaled, he's like, I'm going to avert your death. So he goes in there, he's fighting Sabbac, and meanwhile, he's also communicating with Teth-Adam over at the black site. He's stalling Sabbac so Black Adam can have time to get over there, and he ends up giving his life. Which actually, I do love that line where he's like, for the first time in over 100 years, I look forward to the future, and I see nothing. And it's beautiful. I was like, wow, that's cool. That's a good line right there. So rest in peace, Kent Nelson, Dr. Fate. And I imagine it's because Pierce Brosnan probably didn't want to do another DC movie after this. This was just a one and done for him. I get that. So fair enough. Plus, that allows for something pretty cool to happen next. Because we see that his vision does come to fruition. Sabbac does hold Hawkman up and impales him. But then we see that that was just an illusion like Loki and shit. And yeah, the helmet allowed Hawkman to use it. So Hawkman does use a Dr. Fate-like spell. I thought that was really cool. That's like redemption. Like he's worthy. You know what I'm saying. But then Teth-Adam comes into the fray sporting an awesome new outfit. I'm just saying, the fit. It looks fresh, man. The colors are really vibrant. The yellow lightning bolt really stuck out. It looks cool. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The way he kills Sabbac, I thought was fucking awesome. He lifts him up and he uses his catchphrase that he's been learning throughout the movie. He's like, tell them the man in black sent you. And then he just rips him in half like a Mortal Kombat fatality. I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, bravo, Teth-Adam. Well done indeed. Cause that was sick. And so in the end, that is that. The stock villain demon is defeated. Teth-Adam is back now in Kahndaq. And the Justice Society's like, alright, you can stay here, fine. We won't mess with you. So now Teth-Adam is the defender of Kahndaq, and that's where the movie ends. I love the fact that the movie ends with him still being a douche. He's like, no, I'm still gonna do things my way. We just kinda have a truce right now. I guess we'll see where that goes. And now, of course, we come to the most awesome mid-credits scene that we've seen so far this year. Amanda Waller contacts Teth-Adam, now going by the name Black Adam, and she's like, congratulations, you now have my attention. Kahndaq is your prison now. You step 1 foot outside the city, you will not live to regret it. Black Adam's like, there's no one on this planet who can stop me. Which right there, we saw that in the TV spots, we were like, is Superman gonna be in this movie? Amanda Waller's like, I can send in people from other planets. Black Adam goes, send them all. And she's like, as you wish. And sure enough, we hear that boom in the sky, and down comes Henry Cavill as Kal-El, Clark Kent, Superman.
The king has returned.
Yup, he's back! Henry Cavill is back as Superman. I did love seeing him on the big screen again, I'm not gonna lie. It's been almost 5 years. And I love how they gave him the hair curl a la Christopher Reeve. That was a nice touch. So yeah, Henry Cavill is back as Superman, because there was a point where we thought he wasn't coming back. And actually, the story goes that Dwayne Johnson fought to get him back. Well, I'm glad it worked. And the news broke that they are making another Superman movie with Henry Cavill as Superman. Which, yeah, that gets me excited too. Of course, the biggest DC news to come out of the last week is the fact that now that Walter Hamada is out, good riddance, the new co-CEOs of DC Studios are Peter Safran and James Gunn. Yeah, for the time being, they're gonna be running DC films, which I think is fantastic news, and actually it proves that all that time ago, Dwayne Johnson was right. The hierarchy in the DC universe has certainly changed. So now I can't wait to see what comes of this. My question is, now that Henry Cavill is back as Superman and another Superman movie is confirmed to be happening, I imagine we're going towards a Superman and Shazam team up against Black Adam. That is what we're going towards, yes? So my question is that SmackDown gonna be Superman 2, or Shazam 3, or Black Adam 2, or something else entirely? I don't know. But that's exciting as hell to think about. For now, I will say the future of DC Studios is looking bright. So in conclusion, Black Adam I thought was a really fun movie to watch. Like I said, the bad stuff was bad, so whenever I watch this movie again, I'll just skip over the bad stuff to get to the awesome stuff, like the action scenes, which kick all sorts of ass. And I can't wait to see what happens next with Teth-Adam / Black Adam, Superman, Kal-El, Clark Kent, and Billy Batson, Shazam. Will get his sequel, Shazam Fury of the Gods, in just a few months. It looks like DC is doing pretty damn well right now. So that'll be my question to you. When do you think we're gonna get that Superman Shazam team up against Black Adam? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Peace!